Mwah. What's up, YouTube? Poor.Mans.Podcast back with another video. Today's video is going to be Dr. Umar Johnson, why are so many black women single? All right, before I can get to the video, though, I got to do the YouTube stuff. The goal is 20,000 subscribers by June. It's a crazy goal. It's a big goal, but it's my goal. All right, the only way y'all can help me get to my goal is if you give me the HBO special. Do you know what the HBO special is? That's the Help a Brother Out special. All right, so go on and help a brother out. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. I'm going to give y'all a second to do that. All right, now let's get to it. Dr. Umar Johnson, why are so many black women single? Let's see what he got to say.
It's the swag factor. You guys will take the swag factor and put that at the top of the list. And a brother over here who has no swag, but would have been a perfect mate, is overlooked for a brother over here who didn't really have everything you desired, but he had the swag.
What do you recommend for women right now, like such as myself, who are, have their own job, their own home, and are not married yet? Like, what do you recommend for us?
It's tough on our women because of the war against black men. There's not enough able-bodied men to go around. I believe, according to the most recent census data, if you married every able-bodied black man to a black woman in America, there would still be approximately 2 million black women without a husband. 2 million. That's a lot of people. Okay. And that doesn't include the men who are incarcerated. Okay. So once you account for incarceration, that 2 million easily creeps up to about 3 million black women who will not have a mate. Number one, I think that although there's a lot more black women than men, I think black women need to understand that there's a lot of black women who a lot of men would not find desirable, which means it reduces the ratio. So for example, in Philadelphia, the ratio was like 1 black man to, I think, 8 black women. So sister might say, well, 1 to 8, what chance do I serve? Well, some of those sisters.
Exactly. And this is a super important topic when you talk about the African-American dating experience, okay? There's nothing wrong with this. Well, it can be problematic, all right? Women, it's okay to have, you feel me, to be confident. All right, it's okay to be confident. I understand you want to keep that confidence, but understand that the men are as far as African Americans in America, it's the men that are scarce. It's the men that are locked up or sometimes get homosexual, so they don't even date women. So it's really the women that are supposed to be the ones that are heavily competing for the men. Unfortunately, we're in this culture that is teaching black women in particular, really all women across the board, but black women in particular, that they are the prize. If you go to college, you deserve a guy that's 6'7". He can dunk a basketball, and he a gangster too, so he willing to shoot somebody over you, but take you on picnics because he's poetic. You feel me? Like, these are the standards that they're teaching girls to have here in America, and especially in the black community. It's tough because who are we kidding? There's not enough black men to go around right now. All right, so if you keep having this mindset that you're better than everybody that comes across you, eventually you're going to get to the point where you're alone because ain't nobody going to want to mess with you. It's already too many women and not enough men. So you're the one that's supposed to really be doing the work and going out on a limb and really trying to pursue. Let's continue the video.
Lead an alternative lifestyle. So you got to keep in mind, okay, they're trans or they're lesbian. So you knock that number down to probably 1 to 5. And then some of those women who are not married may be in a committed civil union with a man. So you knock that down. Now you're looking at maybe 1 to 4. And then you have some sisters with serious mental illness, and you knock that down and you're looking at 1 to 2. My point is, when you account for all the different variables that would make a woman not available to a man, the ratio is not as bad as it looks. Okay. But I also noticed that for black women, they tend to entertain someone in the meantime until they find what they're really looking for. And I think that's a recipe for disaster. Because from a spiritual standpoint, even if you know the man you're with is not the one, if you're still emotionally bonded to him, the universe may be reluctant to send you the man you need because you may mistreat him and reject him because you're still bonded to the man you don't need.
Boom. And this is the point that we make it all the time on this channel. It's a great point. All right. Women, they feel like in society and the movement, the F movement, you already know what that is, right? Has been teaching women for 60 years now that you can go out and be promiscuous with no consequences. Unfortunately, women have more consequences when they have sex than men. It's just that simple. Life ain't fair. There are some people born with no legs. All right, they got to crawl around the world or be in a wheelchair. There's people that are born like that. Life isn't fair. Everything isn't equal. So women are not equal to men. Okay, so we don't have the same pros and cons. So you go out there and you try to be a man and demonstrate that you're a man and try to be sexually promiscuous and have all these partners and think, oh, it's okay that I'm doing this now because when I get my husband, I'll know how to treat him and I'll already have quenched my thirst for people that I want to have sex with. That's not how it works. Okay, there will always be people you want to have sex with. Not having sex as a woman shows discipline. If you can't show that you have discipline, it shows that you are impulsive, and that is extremely unattractive because impulsive women tend to be more promiscuous and loose. Okay, and don't know man, I'm telling you now. Don't know man. I don't care how many women done told you on the dating channels and this is that. Don't know man want no woman that's been around town. There might be some men that end up with those women, but if you ask them, they'll generally say, I wish she hadn't been around town. All right. And a lot of times women too, once they do find a guy that they're ready to settle down with, a lot of times they regret it. You regret giving yourself to so many people that you feel like didn't deserve you. So, just be a little conscious before you just going out there and just listening to what the latest artist has said or whatever the agenda is. Be careful. Just listen to yourself. Just listen to your self-conscious. You know what I mean? If something makes you feel bad, that's okay. It's a natural reaction to doing something that you know you shouldn't have done. That's okay. Work on it. Become a better person. Try not to make that mistake next time. Don't just brush it off and say, oh, I only feel guilty because of societal pressures that men have put upon us. No, that's not true. It's your self-conscious. Your genetics, your body knows that there's something that's not right about that. So that little feeling of guilt is good. All right, embrace it and learn a lesson for next time. Let's take the video.
So I think we have to understand that sometimes to get what you want, you have to be totally free to receive it. And a lot of times we're not totally free. In addition to that, I think a lot of American African women have a certain image of the man that they want that may need to undergo some psychosurgery. So they might want a super alpha male, super attractive, well-educated, good money. They want an alpha. And there's nothing wrong with wanting an alpha. The problem is alphas are not known for monogamy. You understand? So the very type of man that a lot of sisters want does not lend himself easily to the one man, one woman rule. So I think sisters should probably consider dating more of a beta type male who still has the income, still has the education, extremely responsible, will be committed in a monogamous union, but he may not have all the physical attributes. It's the swag factor that gets a lot of sisters in trouble. It's the swag factor. You guys will take the swag factor and put that at the top of the list. And a brother over here who has no swag, but would have been a perfect mate is overlooked for a brother over here who didn't really have everything you desired, but he had the swag. Bingo. And unfortunately, sisters are so attracted to the swag that a lot of them often end up finishing last. Y'all Bingo. Have to put the swag factor in its place and stop letting it overwhelm your entire list of prerequisites.
Okay, that's all I wanted to do with this clip. I'm just going to wrap this up as best I can because he already did a hell of a job. Like, it's going to be hard for me to add to it, but I think I do have a few things to add to that. And I had this discussion a couple days ago with some girls. And I try to explain to them that it's okay to be with a regular guy. And if you want love, that's generally where you want to go, with a regular guy. What happens is women who have love, women think that they can have it all. All right, they think they can have the love, the career, the family, the this and that. They don't realize that everything takes sacrifice. Okay, so when you say, oh, I want to sit on my butt all day and just sit on Instagram and be a housewife while my husband goes out and makes some money, then you complain that he isn't spending time with you because he's making the money so that you could stay in the house and sit on Instagram all day. You know what I mean? So there's always going to be sacrifices. So you're going to have to decide what you want. A lot of times, like I say a lot on this channel, women go after these tall, athletic figures that are young and have all this money and expect monogamy. Then they get their heart broken and they don't understand why. Men are sexual opportunists. We're not like women. The opportunity for sex for a lot of men doesn't come all the time. Okay? So when you're messing with a man that has a lot of opportunity, his genetics says spread your genes, That's all his genetics say. Okay? We're different than women. All right, our body just says spread your genes. So men are sexual opportunistic. So when opportunity presents itself, it's usually taken because men, like I say, are opportunistic. So it is going to be what it is. And a lot of women, they get on Instagram and they see, what's her name? Saweetie, the girl that's with Quavo, and they just see the Birkin bags, right? They just see the Bentley trucks. Okay, but they don't understand that she has a contract with Quavo. They have a contract and they know what's going on. Now, whether you want that in the news or not is something, that's up for y'all to have that conversation. Generally speaking, you don't want it to be out in your face that your significant other is cheating if he's an alpha male and he's going out, he's 25, 26 years old, he has $10 million, he's a, platinum records, this and that. Let's be completely honest here. Your expectations should meet that level, and it usually does for women. I've hung out with a lot of NFL players, okay? And what's common across the board is it seems that they have an understanding with their significant others of what's going to happen. Now, do you want to be bringing in babies from other women to your household? No. Do you want it to be all up in the tabloids that you out here doing what you doing? No. But a lot of times when you're dealing with those men that have those resources that every woman on the planet wants, you're dealing with a man that has a lot of opportunity, so you're just going to have to put up with that. Regular women that have a nice guy, that have all the love and have all the time with that person because he isn't spending his whole life trying to make money, they start to want what the other women have, and that is the Birkin bag, but they don't understand the sacrifices that those women make in terms of sometimes being second fiddle and not being the one that he's 100% committed to. That's something that those women have to put up with, and that's something that a lot of regular women don't see, and they go on Instagram and they want it so bad that they'll do anything for it. So, but if I had to give some advice for it, right, understand that there are sacrifices. You can't have everything. It's that simple. All right, so if you want a man that's going to be making a lot of money, prepare for him to be absent. If you want a man that to love you a whole bunch, prepare to maybe not have as much money as you wish you had. All right, it's very hard to get the best of both worlds, and the grass always looks greener on the other side. Till next time.